Josh has got a stack as high as the sky. Comic books from every time gone by. Vibrant tales in living color hue, sharing all the stories just for you. Comic book collecting quest today, flipping through the pages, hip hooray. Heroes and villains on every scene. Josh makes magic on our screens. Sci-fi worlds as far as eyes can see. Spaceships flying wild and free. Galactic battles in the outer space. Josh's collection sets the pace. Comic book collecting quest today, flipping through the pages, hip hooray. Heroes and villains on every scene. Josh makes magic on our screens.
Hello, this is Josh from the Comic Book Collecting Quest, and I'm going to do a book report here. One thing that has happened to me recently is I'm getting old. I turned 40, and I was reading some new comics the other day. I get like a subscription service, as I've told you in the past, that so I was reading the new comics, and like the new Spider-Mans, and they're not good. I think that I'm old now, so it's time to give up reading new comics. I think I'll still, like, Batman is good, so maybe I'll still continue to get that and read that until it is no longer good. I like that Absolute Batman, although I've only read one issue. Nightwing's good. There's some good comics out there still, but I think I'm just done with new comics. I used to like watch all these guys complain about new comics, like, well, Grandpa, sorry they don't make them like they used to in your day. But now I've reached that point. I'm old. I don't like new comics anymore. So, unfortunately, I'm done. I think I'll just cut it off right there. I'll just collect up to 2025. It's fixing to be 2025. So, whenever I'm completing my runs, I'll just go up to 2025 and stop there. So sad. In the meantime, I will be spending my money wisely on things like girls' romances. In any other situation, I would never tell anyone that I read this book. But since it's you guys, I feel okay telling you. Yeah, I read this girl's romance last night. On a Saturday night, I had a friend text me. He was drunk in Branson, Missouri, and was telling me he was having this great time, and he missed me. And I was like, yeah, I miss you too. I'm reading comic books at 10:30 at night on a Saturday. Sober. Being good. I'm a dad now, so I'm so old I don't like no comics. So we got Girls' Romance number 104. This is the Richard Chamberlain cover, featuring the story Too Handsome to Hold. So this first story is a juicy one. This gal here is fixing to get married to Rob the heartthrob. And old Rob has had these two best friends, two besties, fighting over him. This gal here, Sal, she is the one that first dated Rob. And then for some reason, Rob was like, well, for some reason, I knew what Rob was doing when he invited along, like him and Sal are going on this theater date, taking her to the movies. And he goes, hey, why don't you bring your hot little blonde friend along? Rob, you sly dog. So he somehow convinces this lady on their first date to bring her best friend to the theater. Way to go, Rob. You're my hero, Rob. So Rob keeps bringing up this hot blonde to poor Sal here often, and kind of ruins the relationship. So Sal thinks that she's going to go out with Brad here to make Rob jealous, and somehow that will grow their relationship. So old Blondie here just can't get Rob out of her mind. So she decides to stab her friend in the back and go tell Rob what her friend is up to. So it backfires, and now Blondie and Rob are together. Oh, Rob, it's so good to see you. How I've missed you. I've missed you too, honey. You'll never know how much. Woo! So fast forward to the wedding day, and Sal tells her that I've tried to ruin your wedding, and I am sorry for it. That's Sal telling Blondie here. And Blondie says, no, it's okay. I'm way better than you, and Rob loves me, and he doesn't love you. So no worries. Rob is here at the wedding, and wedding bells, and now it was, and then it stopped beating altogether until, crap, where does it say? Oh, my kid is crying. Her and her mom are fighting. I can't get away from it. And then it stopped beating altogether until halfway down the stairs. There it is, yeah. Life began anew. Rob! I better go calm my kid down. Oh. And just like that, it stopped. Okay. Oh, no. She's back. Let me go calm my kid down real quick. Okay, I'm back. I can't leave those two alone without them fighting. Okay, so this is how they say I love you in Polynesia, and in ancient China, they used to give, an admirer would give a woman a teacup, so every time she drank tea, she would think of this young man. Tell him tonight, starring a young Ronald Reagan. Okay, so it's not, but this is a really weird, this is a great one. Okay. So these two are together, they're a couple, and then she meets this man in the park that she's only known for a month, and he needs her. So she cheats on this old boy, this guy here, and then she doesn't know how to tell her young Ronald Reagan lookalike that she's seeing another man, and she's going to cut it off with him because this other guy needs her. So here he's, I saw you, Jenny. I saw you with him in his arms, kissing him. I saw you. And then, Ellen, please don't. Let's go inside. And then she tells him, it's so good. It's golden. Yeah, I shouldn't be reading these romance books, but I love them. They're so good. And then he's like grabbing her butt there, I guess. Okay, no, he's not. Yeah, and this is like fantastic. And though someone to love and marry would be nice, it's not an absolute necessity for you. Not the way it is for Howard Briscoe. Yes, he's changed in the month we've known each other, Alan. You've only known him for a month? My love has changed him. He's changed because I filled a need in his life. That's disgusting. You're exactly the same as you were when we first met. My loving you has done nothing for you. You don't need it. You don't really need me. Boy, like, dude, get out of there. This lady is nuts. Leave. You know. Consider yourself lucky. So then she goes with Howard Briscoe. And, but she's just not happy with Howard. I guess, are they in a tree there? What's going on there? I don't know. She can't take it anymore. She feels terrible what she's done to Alan. Alan's work calls her and was like, hey, have you seen Alan? He hasn't been in for a week or two. And she's like, oh my God. So then she finds Alan dead on the lake shore, and come to find out he was just sleeping and hasn't shaved in a couple of hours, and he's still wearing his suit, I guess. But now she knows that he needs her, and they're back. The wedding is back on. They're in love again. End of story. I imagine they had a divorce in 3 or 4 years after Alan took to the bottle from having to put up with her BS. And here we are. The cover story. Too handsome to hold. Look, girls, it's Richard Chamberlain. But as we find out, lucky for the girls, it is not Richard Chamberlain. It is a Richard Chamberlain look-alike. Once again, a very strange story. So he's out speeding. She thinks he's Richard Chamberlain until the cop pulls him over. That's a nice... Isn't that a Corvette there? Isn't that what that's supposed to be? Anyway. Cop pulls him over. Come to find out, he's not Richard Chamberlain. He's Bill Peters. Well, then she's pissed because she thought she was going out with Richard Chamberlain. So she dumps him. And then he finally tracks her down. Wants to go out on a date with her. Sorry, I look like Richard Chamberlain. Then they go to the movies. And all these girls are going nuts over him. Because they think he's Richard Chamberlain. So he's signing autographs. She goes, what's wrong with him? Why does he need the adulation of so many girls? Weird that he would do that. So then they get into a fight, and he speeds away, and he's driving super fast, super reckless, almost goes headlong into a semi, swerves at the last minute, goes off the road. She survives, but then he's in bad shape. He has to go to the ER. Don't worry, my dear, they can do wonders with plastic surgery nowadays. So he's in bad shape. He's not going to have the beautiful face of Richard Chamberlain anymore. Now he's just... Okay, I don't know who that guy is. I was thinking, like, at the end, like, if they would, like, give him another actor's face or something, like, you no longer look like Richard Chamberlain. You look like John Voight. But they didn't. And now he's just regular Bill Peters. No longer looks like Richard Chamberlain. But they fall in love. What a fantastic story. So, I love these romance books. I collect them. Any other people, I would be ashamed to tell that I like romance comic books. But you guys, you know, you get it. Or some of you get it anyway. So, I enjoyed that. I will give that one... It smelled. It has like a musty smell to it. My paper here. So I got top notch, good, okay, bad, terrible. I'll give it a... honestly, I loved it. I'll give it a top notch. I loved it. And I'm not being reckless with my top notches here. I loved it. Top notch. Girls Romance. 104. What is this? 1964? October of 1964. Sorry, putting it back in. And it's in Mylar, too. So, whoa. And we begin kind of this week's theme. And you guys will be shutting it off now. Or maybe you never even clicked on it in the first place because you're like, God, romance. This week's theme is the 90s, because I'm reading stuff from the 90s. So, in 1990, I was starting kindergarten. That was the first year I was in kindergarten. So, yeah, I was 5, 89, 90. So, I guess I maybe went in the fall of 1989 is when I started kindergarten. So, Anyway, enough about me. Just, like, why does this guy like the 90s stuff? Because this is my era. This is when I was a kid. And I hated Saved by the Bell when I was a kid because it was like my sister's shows. That was something my sisters were into. And I was like, yeah, yuck. I don't want to watch. It's made for girls. And then for some reason, when I was like 18, I started watching it and loved it. I watched it for the comedy of it, just because it's like made for, little girls in the 1990s. And so then a 20-year-old or 18-year-old man would, think it's funny. So, and it was hilarious. I still enjoy it. Well, I enjoyed it so much. I bought the Saved by the Bell #1 and read it. And, so, yeah, it's like the gang, Zach, Kelly Kapowski. Oh, well, and Kelly Kapowski, my God, how hot was she? Jeez, I'm still in love with Kelly. I haven't seen her, what she looks like now. She's like 50-something, but I imagine she still looks good for being 50. And plus, I'm old, so I guess it's okay for... no, it's still not. It's like, because she's like 15 years older than me, so it'd be creepy. Anyway, Saved by the Bell... Chillin' holiday. So Kelly Kapowski doesn't want nothing to do with Zach. Zach is wanting to get back with her, so he tries to recreate her childhood in Madison, Wisconsin, and enlists his friends. What a great... I love these Tiger handhelds. They were great. So he lists all of his friends and the help at the Max. They throw this winter wonderland party and get Kelly to come, and then Kelly says, you idiot. I didn't grow up in Madison, Wisconsin. I grew up in Madison, Florida. So he screwed it all up. And now at the end, he's cleaning up Max, and she comes back and is like, thank you for trying to pull that off for me, even though you don't listen to anything I say. And it's kind of like it's really like an Archie story. But it was great. Loved it. Oh, yeah, and I looked at this, Casper and Friends on these TV stations. So I grew up in a small town in Missouri, in southern Missouri. So my TV station was out of Springfield, Missouri. And I did not find it here. I was looking for KDEB 27. That was the Fox channel. I don't know. That's the thing. All of these, I don't really know what stations these were in. Like Minneapolis, KITN, Channel 9. I don't know, because Channel 9 now is Fox. So I don't know. That's why I was like, is it KDEB 27? But oh, okay, so here we go. Baton Rouge is Fox 44. So I guess it would have been KDEB 27. And I did not see KDEB 27 on here. However, I don't remember, like, Casper and his friends, like, Harvey TV hour. So maybe we didn't have it there. Or maybe it was short-lived enough that I don't remember it. Oh, yeah, this is cool, like the in-house... advertisements. They had some good books. What is this? Made or 1992 or something like that? January 28th. So that's January. Oh, I guess it doesn't say. Okay. 1992. So January 1992. Yeah, they had some great books. Not really any I can point out. Woody Woodpecker, all right. I do like Alvin and the Chipmunks, Muppet Babies, yeah. That would have been something I was interested in. Oh, yeah, and then they got a Back to the Future comic. I've never seen that. I'll keep my eyes out for that one. Okay, now on the next story. High Resolution. Mr. Belding comes up with a plan to raise all the kids' grades. So he says if you don't increase your grade, you can't go to the winter dance. And Zach hires or sells tutors to people. So people hire all these tutors. And yeah, this is awesome. The Ninja Turtles magazine. Yeah, where's that at? I want that. And then there's some sort of Simpsons Illustrated. I want that too. So yeah. So more comedy, and then come to find out, the kids' grades came down, and nobody showed up to the holiday dance because they were all at some other party that Zach threw with the money he made selling tutors. Kelly Kapowski, there she is. What a dreamboat. AC Slater, Lisa Turtle, Screech Powers, Jesse Spano. Jesse Spano was hot, and so was Lisa, but nothing compared to Kelly Kapowski. Oh, and then there's some sort of... Yeah. Oh, and then we have a pinup. We have a Harvey pinup here. It looks like they're in a 5.0 Mustang. I think that's what that is. Yeah. Cut that out, hang it up on your wall. There's the Muppet Babies. Oh, and I love this. It's just so funny to me. What does Adventure sound like? So it's White Knuckle scoring the official Nintendo soundtrack. Cool, with songs from Trickster, Jellyfish, Bombshell, Roy Orbison? Like, what? I just picture, like, you're listening to this heavy metal song from Bombshell and playing, Mario 3, and then Only the Lonely comes on next, and you're like a little kid, like, what is this? So it was weird, like, Trickster, Jellyfish, Bombshell, Roy Orbison. Like, what? I don't know. I don't know. I've never seen it. Something to look out for. But yeah, that was Saved by the Bell, number 1. And for the sake of nostalgia, and it was funny. It was like an Archie. It was just like reading an Archie. I'll give it a top notch also. I loved it. And continuing with our 90s theme. X-Men Adventures, Season 2. Number 3. And so this one's in pretty bad shape. I don't even know how much I paid for this. I think maybe, I don't know where I got this. I'm thinking I got it from Cheap Comic Collector. Not sure. So if you've seen the X-Men show, cartoon series, it follows the cartoon series. So this is the Shadow, what's his name? Now I can't remember his name. It's like the Shadow Demon or something. Anyway, comes out of the mountain and goes into Storm's son's body. Look at the art, though. The art is really good. And then we have some X-Men VHS tapes. Like, I was looking at this last night. I was like, God, I want that. And it's like, you have Disney Plus. Watch them on Disney Plus. And I've watched them 100 times already. But, yeah. So, and then, Wolverine is trying to find his friend Morph. And then Morph is evil now, and he does him dirty by morphing into Jean Grey. And then, Wolverine's like, I'll kill you! So Rogue and Storm go to Africa because Rogue's son has been possessed by the Shadow. I don't know what his name is. Does it say it? The Shadow King. There we go. The Shadow King. So then Storm... Oh, and I love this too. The free X-Men hero caps. 3 specially marked high C 9-packs. And my parents... Boy, yeah, this is, my childhood here. They never bought me High C, so I couldn't get these hero caps. 1994. So in 1994, I would have been in fourth grade, sorry. I would have been 10. Uncanny X-Men on High C drink bottles. And then, yeah, look at this. There's like, who's who for X-Men on the back of the High C. That's awesome. And then look at this. You could have got X-Men #1, Marvel Milestone, in specially marked High C variety packs. So you would have had to pay up for that. My parents. Why wouldn't my parents buy me these? Now I have something to complain about. Okay, so then the Shadow King goes into Storm. I should say that, like, I do like this comic, but even, like, this specific episode of the X-Men is, like, one of my least favorite. It's not that good. I love Storm. She's one of my favorite characters. I don't want to say she's my favorite character, but she's up there. But it's just, I don't know. It's just not the best of episodes. So then she fools this guy, he's like super fast, so then he has the Shadow King chase him into the astral plane, and Storm manages to pull him out of the astral plane before the barrier closes. They go off, and now we find Professor Xavier and Magneto in the Savage Land to set up the next story arc. And then we have another pinup, which that one's awesome. Super cool. Okay, and then there's subscriptions. And then NBA Jam, we all loved. Boom Shakalaka, we all loved NBA Jam. Especially if you're 10 years old. I guess March 4th of 94. Would have still been 9, but I did have NBA Jam for the Genesis, and it was excellent. Weird Science, the movie was good. This is a TV show, apparently, and I do remember it being on, but I never watched it. And yeah, and I'll give it a good, just because the art is amazing, but the story, I'm just like, I wasn't like bored or anything reading it, so I give it a good. Not everything can be top notch. All right, more 90s. Here we go. The X-Files, one of my favorite shows. Love the X-Files, and these I did get off of classic, cheap comic collector. So this is X-Files number 5 from May of 1995. So maybe this is January 95. So it's like it's continuing on from like another storyline. Does it say what this is? Part 2 of 3. And Mulder's coming running out of this secret location in New Mexico. We assume it's Area 51 or whatever. With this guy. And then all these masked government employees. Get a drink real quick. Try to stop him. They fire on him, he steals a Jeep, they escape. And then Mulder runs away, but leaves the guy with Scully. Scully takes the guy to the hospital. And then we have these conspiracy theorists. At the government site. And they get taken away. And then this guy's witnessing an explosion. So the guy's in the hospital, and they get a translator, and this is cool. Like these government soldiers witness some sort of phenomenon that burns them to the bone. And then here come the men in black. See what I did there? To take the guy away. And the guy's telling them about something he did in the early 1900s, like 1905 or something. And he found that stone. And he's telling Mulder that him and Mulder are the same person. They're searching for the truth. Now Mulder's found this tape of tape from the Phoenix room. Yes, the signal lasted 50 seconds. The recording units were off-site, so the tape wasn't fried too. Given its mass at the current absorption rate, a major explosion has been estimated at 10 to 12 hours. Here? Dear Lord. So, this tape is video footage, video evidence of the giant explosion that we saw that fried the soldiers. And Mulder is able to steal the tape. We go, and then we have the men in black taking the man out of the room. And Mulder puts the tape on a frisbee, tosses it out the window. What took you so long, boys? And then we have it's feeding on all sorts of energy. So this is a UFO. It's only a matter of time before it reaches its maximum capacity. If it blows, millions of Americans will die. Then why did you bring it here in the first place? And then the men in black are looking for Scully. And she fires on him, wounds him, is able to escape. And then Mulder is thrown back into his into a room. And then we have high-level officials here. Congratulations, Agent Mulder. You've finally found us. Well, then, aren't you going to say hello? To be continued. And a comic that I don't have. And then we have Stick with Batman Forever. I just want to say something quickly about Batman Forever. Is I was a Batman nut in I don't know if 1995 I was really a Batman nut, but first movie I ever rented was Batman '89. First movie I saw in the theater was Batman Returns. Batman the Animated Series I was nuts about. I had all the figures. I had all the Batman Returns figures. Batman Forever came out. I saw it in the theater. And I haven't seen it since. I was like so disappointed. Like, this is terrible. What did they do? So, yeah, I saw it once. I've never seen it again. And then Batman and Robin, the same. I saw it in the theater, but then riff tracks, like the guys that made Mystery Science Theater, made a riff tracks for Batman and Robin. And I watched that a few years ago while I was in college. But there was some. Joel Schumacher made some pretty bad Batman movies. We have Know Your Exits, some Star Wars magazine advertisements, the X-Files Topps trading cards. It was the 90's. They made trading cards for everything. Batman trading cards, Star Wars caps, whatever that is. How to draw comics. And then this duck, man, I was thinking like, boy, they really tried their best to just, get some of that Simpsons money. But then I see this, it's like from the original animators of The Simpsons, featuring the voices of Jason Alexander, Nancy Travis, Tim Curry, and Dweezil Zappa, with music by Frank Zappa. Like, hey, that might be something worth checking out. So I'll give this book a top notch. I was thinking with these X-Files when I bought them. I never read an X-Files, but I love the series so much, and I bought a bunch from Rob, and nobody wanted them. So I was kind of like, I wasn't nervous about it, but I was like, is there something I don't know about these X-Men books? And the two I've read so far are really, really, really good. So very glad that I got those off of Rob, and thank you everyone for not buying those, because I love it. It's very, very good. This is issue 7, and this is Trepanning Opera, and this does like a little this isn't really that important. So I'll just start here with an agent that finds a woman murdered, and she has died by having a hole drilled in her head, and she's smiling, and there's a letter left at the scene for Mulder. So we go to, classic X-Files there. FBI headquarters, July 13th, 2 p.m. And so Mulder is explaining to everyone his theory that this guy drills into people's heads and it represents the third eye. And he suspects that the killer, whoever it is, has also some sort of third eye thing done to him. So then the killer kills again, we find the body, and then there's a letter made out for Scully. And we find again, and it's kind of graphic here. I was like, holy crap, I wasn't ready for it. Of course, it's the 90s. The immoral 90s. So we have the killer killing again, and he drills a hole into people's brains. And so this is cool. We have an E flat here, and then he's, deciphers it like, oh, you want to meet on E Street by the Flatiron Building. And this is Deep Throat, I guess. And Deep Throat tells him, who the killer is, and it's all connected. Yes. So Scully's out with that other agent from he's the one that's been on this case, and the agent so the agent picks her up, and then Mulder's like, oh my god, we know who the killer is. And then the agent reveals to Scully that he is the killer. He has the third eye. It's been him all along. And now we go into a weird sequence of the agent Scully's like dangling for her life, and then the agent comes up to her and tells her how beautiful the truth is once you see, and then she pulls him off of the bridge. And we have this weird sequence of, is he the one that died on the bridge, or are you the one that died on the bridge and it's all a dream? We'll never know. You may only be imagining that you survived. Sorry. Yeah, pretty cool though. I was like, yes. Some heavy stuff. Mars Attacks. I guess it's just the movie. We have more animated trading cards, because they made trading cards out of everything. Star Wars Galaxy, Star Wars, and Batman Forever. And Mars Attacks trading cards. So this is another top notch. I love these. And I've got probably 30 more to read. And I'm very excited. I'm going to go read them right now. Not all 30, but I'm going to go read a few because I've got the Chiefs game here in an hour or so. But thanks everyone. Keep on collecting. Until next time, have a good one.
From golden age to the modern flair, each issue handled with utmost care. Cartoons unfold in vivid bright, Josh's passion makes it all a sight. Comic book collecting quest today, flipping through the pages, hip hooray. Heroes and villains on every scene, Josh makes magic on